Okay, y'all, so I already have other videos up, and the other videos are 1 through 5. Now we're on episode 5, right? So I talked about in the last videos about how black cinema, sometimes it did traumatize me. So when I saw Chloe, I was like, is Chloe a real friend? And Chloe's a ride or die. So basically, Chloe and Keisha, they plan to run into Justin in Martha's Vineyard. And my whole thing is, although they made the plan together, I'm not even gonna lie, how Keisha was carrying on, it kind of made me mad. But again, they are high schoolers, right? So, because it's like, I understand we are looking for your man, but that doesn't mean that we can't enjoy this salad and the small things. Like, dang, like as soon as we was done eating a salad, even though you wanted to go before the salad, you was just like, yeah, ask your aunt, ask your aunt. And then afterwards, when they were supposed to be reading books, she dropped her damn phone, talking about, yeah, ask your aunt, ask your aunt. I mean, it was pretty obvious, but damn. Then Keisha runs into his mama, Dawn, and then Dawn end up not really even telling the son. Because in Miss Dawn's head, she like, okay, but you still hurt my son. Because during that prom scene, baby, he was tore up. But I understood why. He was sitting in the damn dark, just being sad in Martha Vineyard, you know what I'm saying? But eventually he did get out. But again, I really liked the dad because he had to break it down to the mom. Hey, this is what happens when you date. You step into a grown people lane. Dating is a serious thing. Even though they're like, okay, this is teenage love, he has to learn. But, you know, as the mom and as a mom, right, I understand, like, girl, you play with my child. Like, so no, I'll be finicky about her too. You know what I mean? But they still found each other. You know what I'm saying? The dad did tell him that she was on the island. And oh my God, like the mama's friends, the daughter, she was a freaky yellow. But that she was also like really understandable. She was like, well, if you know she's if she didn't call on a block, then me and you could do it. But if she did, then go get your girl back. Like she just didn't give a fuck. She was pretty too. I also like when all the adults was together and the gay uncle, he was talking about he can't play no damn ball. Like, and I also like how he was telling his nephew, like, yeah, go to a HBCU, because right now you kind of go to a PWI type of Catholic school or like just a private school, so have that black experience, and you can go to a undergrad program. For me specifically, this is what I would say to black students academically. You could go to a trade first and make sure you have the job. Then you could go to a community college so you could make sure you have that trade to pay for your job. Or also alongside with scholarships, but we don't know what's going to go on. And then transfer to a HBCU or transfer to a college that aligns with you. You know what I'm saying? But then the uncle was saying, his name was Uncle Charlie. He was like, okay, then you could go to the HBCU, have your alma mater, and then you could graduate from the HBCU, or you could do the undergrad at the PWI and then graduate from the HBCU. He was like giving options, which I really like that, because you still could like network, you know, in the mixed environment, however, still have the black experience. Now, when Justin and Keisha met up with the bike and they was, you know, just being all over each other, I just thought that was so beautiful. And I thought it was that whoever wrote that, where he was listening to the emails like a love letter, I was like, Keisha is romantic as hell. That's right, Keisha. And then like it was romantic that he was listening and they met up with each other. Like I really like that part a lot. Now, at the end of the episode, something I didn't like is when I think it was, I don't know if it was Nancy or somebody from the old school, like the mom met up with, and the mom right off the bat kind of like judged Keisha. Because the first thing in my head is not, oh, this girl is fast, and woo-doo-woo-doo-woo. You know what I'm saying? The first thing I'm thinking in my head is like, oh my God, somebody exposed this girl. You know what I mean? But I understand, like, you don't want your son in drama, but like, she definitely raised a really great son. Like, a really great son. And also, I really want to say something when it's regarding, sorry, I thought my phone was dying again. But I really want to say something when it comes to Uncle Charlie again. I liked how he was like, look, your son has choices and it's okay for him to be black, because sometimes in a lot of the black diaspora, I can speak from Caribbean and, you know, African American, black American, sometimes a lot of our parents are like, oh, well, you need to code switch and then you can learn about your blackness. And Uncle Charlie was like, no, that's not how it should work. And he was telling him what options he has, you know. Anyways, we're off to episode 6. There is 8 episodes.